Welcome back to Kaydon's Castle. I'm going to try a different angle here today. And I want to show you something that DMG helped me a lot with. He made a set of cave tiles, large cave tiles. Him being in Australia on the metric and I being in the US with inches, and did a little conversion. And what we figured out was we do a 9 by 9 square, and that's what you start with. So you have a 9 by 9 square, okay? And what I do is I made a jig. And as you can see, it even says so, I put 2 strips there and I marked the 3 inches in the middle of 2 sides. And this is why. Because that's where you're going to want your 3-inch doors or your 2-inch doors or your 1-inch doors, whatever you decide you want for your set. Now I wanted 3-inch doors so that I would have the 1/2 inch and 2 inches from here to here for the entrance and egress. And you just mark the sides of your tile. Move it once, mark the sides of your tile. And notice that this one, your base tile, is set up for 4 entrances, whether you use them or not. And this is why. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to hold it up, but this is the notes I took. So you may want to stop and freeze it and write down the information. But when I was talking to DMG, he suggested that I do 4 ways, okay, that all tiles should be 9 by 9, always open, okay, they always connect, okay, and you should do 4 ways, an L with only 2 entrances, okay, a room and dead ends if you want them, a straight, so these would be dead ends and only 2 opposites would be open, T's, where you would have a straight with one of these, this would be a dead end, and then a secret room should you so desire. So I did a list down here, okay, I'm hoping you can all see this, of 10 rooms, 3 4-ways, 4 T's, 6 straights, 6 L's, and 1 secret room. So if you need that, or if you can't read it for whatever reason, you need assistance with getting this information, just message me and I'll get it right to you. So be that as it may, 9-inch tile, 4-inch entries as I have decided. And then what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to take another, and you're going to want to make sure that you've got good corners. Okay? And my ruler went where? And what you want to do is you want to mark 3-inch corners. So I have a 3-inch there and a 3-inch there. And then if I wanted to make this a T, maybe I want it to be occupy this corner, and this straight. But it doesn't have to be perfect. So if this is one of my corners, maybe I can make this, you know, sort of like that. Cut as you are able or as you so desire. Accuracy is not paramount. And I know that this one's going to go here, because I said that those were going to be the corners. A little hot glue, and make sure that they line up with your 3-inch marks. Very simple. Okay. Now, because I went deep and I want my guys to make it around, again, I'm going to mark my 3" and my 3". And notice I got, boy, that's going to be a narrow gap, so maybe I'll give it a little opening there. Again, DMG has a very good video on this. But the reason I'm showing mine is my finishing is a lot easier than his. I'm going to tell you right now, his looks better. But I think mine is a faster build for those who don't want to put that much detail into it. And again, ye old trusty glue gun at will. Make sure you're hitting your 3" marks. Now I'm doing this very quickly and very crudely. You can see this doesn't line up. This is only an example to show you how it's done. So you see we've got a 3-dimensional effect going here. And on my last piece again. And even though I am doing this as a scrap piece, you still want it to be, you know, I still want to show you that the square of the corner, my blade must be getting dull, there we go. And again, you want, no matter what the shape is, the 2 corner sides have to be 3" or whatever it is that you've decided your entrance shall be. So this one maybe we'll just do a little wedgy kind of thing here. Make sure it trims right. And bring our tile back in. A little glue. Set down, make sure we're on our marks, and we have essentially a T, do we not? The 2 sides and 1. This one is dead. Now, he suggests that you dead end this, that you put a little curvature in here. I didn't, and instead I made 1 tile with 4 dead ends if I really, really wanted it and needed it. So there you go. Now here's the rest of the story. You're going to paint this black, everything black. Okay, and then you're going to do this. Now imagine this black. You're going to take your glue gun and you are going to be real generous. Glob that bad boy right on. And then you're going to hold it on top and put a bead that'll just be half on the edge of the cardboard and half flow onto the bead that you already put in. Okay? Then you're going to draw it. Draw it in. Any old way to do it. Okay? Just a little bit like that. Okay? Get rid of the wisps, which I might add is a copyrighted word that belongs to DMG. In there you have sort of an edge. Okay? So I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to move it around and you can see what it's doing. You know, it'll sort of shimmy. Now, here's the neat trick. This is how you're going to paint it. Now you see why. With it all black, this becomes the dead zone that you can't get to. This is a cavern. Here's our entrance. This is one of the 10 room tiles I did. And notice I did the poles. And notice how you got that really neat wall now. Okay? And you only paint the bottom floor, the sides in burnt umber. And then I took a sponge. This is a piece of plastic, a piece of scrap wood, and I cut out a roundish oval sponge and glued it right to it. I also made one. This is a square one I use for dungeon tiles because they're straight edge, so I may have a round one and round one. If you're wondering what that hard plastic is, anybody know what these are? They're for cards, okay? It's awesome, and you just cut out the shape you need. These are really great tools to have handy, so just make them yourself. They're super easy. And then you're going to, remember, you're going to base and side and feather out just a little, just a hint, okay? You're going to feather out in burnt umber, and then you're going to take brown, plain brown, dabba, 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 in the thing, and you're just going to go around. And notice that because you've got roundish, it sort of fits in. You'll have to do a little dance in your tough areas. Let it dry, and you've got it. So that's what they look like. Now let me show you what a full set looks like decked out on a table. When I put this finally all together on a table, I was so flabbergasted I decided to do this video because it was so cool. All right, I'll take you to the game table and show you what a full layout of these tiles is. All right, welcome to my game table. Excuse me. Yes, that's Marley. That's where I DM. This is the corner where I keep my gaming mats, all the stuff in boxes and crates and everything. And yes, that is a horned helmet that I must wear when I'm DMing. Not really, but I just like to say that. And check out this cave set. That right there is a cave entrance. And I have piles and bone piles and wreckage piles and torches, and I'm just doing a slow pan here because this is just exactly what I just showed you, all painted up. All said and done, there was 30 tiles, okay? 30 tiles. And I gotta tell you, it took 4 or 5 days, but that's okay. Okay, and check it out here. I have sleeping beds for the orcs, and their treasure chest is in there. These are those torches that I showed you before on the washer set. I have old bone piles of unsuccessful warriors that have tried to come in here. And I gotta tell you, it's just wicked cool, wicked phenomenal as far as playability, usability. It's open enough. There's a treasure room, a couple chests, and some stalagmites. Okay, and you can see the fire room. There's some crystal deposits, some more stalagmites, a rubble pile that they'll have to go through. That ridge rock and that one over there are both made by a company called Zuzzy Miniatures, Z-U-Z-Z-Y. Here's a disclaimer. The owners are my best friends. And they make resin, and they make this game mat. This huge game mat is 4 by 8 feet. It is latex, and I don't know as you can see it, but it's latex, and it is sculpted, hand sculpted. So I encourage you to look them out. Their website is zuzzy.com. You can't miss it. Yeah, that's a plug, but that's okay. It's worth it. They really do make good stuff. So there you go. I thought it would be, once I finished it all up and I laid it out, I said, boy, this is cool. These guys really need to see this. So, as always, there is a like button right there. Give us a like. And we'll see you next time on Kaydon's Castle.